Welcome to the show. It is me, your boy Rico No Suave, and yes, I'm gonna say it again. Tú sabes, mi gente, Rico No Suave. Oh man, I am super happy to be back with each and every one of you today, and I'm super happy that you are ready. I'm always ready, man. I'm always ready when it comes to Wednesday. You know why? Because you can chime in, you can just like talk to the TV, and I'll try to listen to you. And I'll try to hear you. And I'm just talking back just to say hello, hola, cómo está, and all that great stuff. Everybody, we got a fun-filled packed show for you today, and I'm ready for you guys to enjoy yourself today. But we got to start off with an icon. There was an icon by the name of Fat Man Scoop. My man Fat Man Scoop passed away. And if you don't know who Fat Man Scoop is, if you ever seen the movie or you haven't seen the movie, You Got Served, he was like the opening with Timberland and Magoo and all those guys. And we was like, Fat Man Scoop, crook the Glen. And when I first heard him, I was like, this guy's voice is amazing. Hyper. When I tell you hype, oh man, he gets the crowd super hyped up. And I'm super hyped to be able to like just witness his voice and listen and even dance. I even tried to do it, You Guys Serve, but I'm not a good dancer like that. But I tried. I tried. And big shout out. I mean, it's just to what he does as far as on stage and how he brings the crowd together with his voice. It's like another version of Lil Jon, right? When you hear, yeah, right, you automatically know that it's about to go down, right? And Fat Man Scoop have touched a lot of lives, a lot of dancers, and I just want to say, rest in heaven, my man. Rest in heaven, Fat Man Scoop. He passed away at age of 53, very young. He actually collapsed on stage while he was actually in a concert, and it was unfortunate. I wanted to see what actually happened, and he actually collapsed, and I want to say it was basically like a heart attack. And the man was so hyped, he was so energized, and it was sad to be able to see one of the greats that we lost. So my man, rest in heaven, Fat Man Scoop. Thank you so much for all of your great voice. I'm going to continue to listen to your music. And just continue, and I pray for you and the family. But you're in heaven looking down on us right now as we continue to listen to your music and basically continue to keep your hype energy. So, to my man Fat Man Scoop. All right, everybody. When we talk about another hype man, when I met this gentleman, I met him in ATL, and as a film director, as a writer, filmmaker, as a director, as a writer, this gentleman, just reading over his accomplishments, he have done so much. He has been nominated many times through the past years. When I looked at pages and pages and pages of his accomplishments, his awards, we talk about giving somebody flowers, man. This guy needs a Rolls Royce. He needs something pulling up as a chauffeur, because this gentleman has been hitting the film market for plenty of years, a lot of years, I have to say. And I had a chance to interview him at the Urban Short Film Festival in ATL with him and a beautiful wife. I have to put that in there, the beautiful wife. I hope you're watching as well too. But today we celebrate and we listen to the journey of my man Cortez Mack. Let's go. Yeah, Cortez Mack.
What's going on, sir?
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great, man. Listen, enjoying this little life of mine.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, man.
They say little life.
Yeah, man. Listen, I like the intro though with that music.
Oh, you like that?
The shows was kicking in, baby. Yeah, man.
Well, welcome to the show, man. This show is about you. Right? Today, it's about you. It's about you and your journey. And I mean that, man. There was a lot of nominations and a lot of awards that you actually have. We talk about, you had a fabulous picture of the Oscars, and one of the things is that I want the audience to know of your greatness, but we're also going to talk about, how you got started. as well too in this industry, right?
Yes.
You ready to get it on?
Let's go, baby.
Let's go. All right. So when you graduated Columbia College,
Yes, sir. The
Yes,
best
sir.
school in the world.
yes, sir. What steps did you take to get your first job, your first gig, and how did you land that gig?
Well, before I even answer that, man, thanks for inviting me, man. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
we're going through the preliminaries. It'll be an honor to be a part of the show today.
Thank you.
But right into the question.
Let's go.
Wow, in Columbia College, the crazy thing about it is that I never took any film classes in Columbia. I actually studied business management and had a minor in theater production. During all this time, I was doing stage plays, started in church,
Okay.
and went to schools and park districts. But I didn't get into film while I was in college. You know, in college was them years, man. There was them, you know, survival.
Yeah.
And for like 2 years, you know, I was doing like flyers and business cards and programs for churches and just to survive. So I hadn't even thought about it, even getting into film, because I was at that point trying to, you know, get into the theater world because it was up and coming.
Yeah.
Especially the black theater. It was
Yeah.
really the black cultural theater was really just starting to get up in late 80s.
Okay.
So I dabbed in that, and the thing about it, man, I had a desire to really, really be deep into that. I did it for years, but you know, being in ministry, man, that my heart changed. So I started moving in different directions. So listen, when I say moving in different directions, it really blew me away.
Yes, sir.
Because again, I had a plan,
Okay.
but I understand God had a purpose.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. There's a lot that was in your bio, of course, when it talks about religion, because the man upstairs is always watching in regards to things that we do. But one of the things that when we talk about movies, you know, one thing when we talk about religion is how the path you go about how you want the audience to see your work, right? Is probably through his eyes, right? When it comes to religion. But also you have your eyes and your mindset in regards to which way you really wanted to go. Because you started as, when you start writing, when you start directing, or when you actually start getting into the film industry, was there a specific category you wanted to actually get into in the film industry, such as horror, drama, suspense, family, you know? Was there a specific way that you wanted to go with that?
Yeah, and it still is today. My objective, my purpose. See, when I was become subject to the purpose of my life and my journey, I started to realize that if I rewind for a couple of seconds, see, I was born and raised in the church.
Okay.
Sunday school, Bible class, the whole nine, very active in my church, and all this God word in me. You know, every skit, everything I wrote had a biblical scripture to it, and yet my films still do that today.
Okay.
So my objective was to try to use film, at that point theater, but film as a way to minister through the visuals, through camera, on the screen. Because I'm one who just believes we already have too many horror stories. We already have too many negative, broken family stories. And to me, it just, I hate to use the word, but it's just a childish immaturity to always think that we think drama is the key to healthy environment.
No.
You know, and I believe in reconciliation.
Yes, sir.
You know, everybody in the family to some degree, in everything I put, everything I write, I'm always writing an ending where reconciliation happens. It has to happen. Because that's the only way we're going to be a better first person.
Yep.
Family going to be good, community going to be good, and that's how we get to the world. So at this point in my life, man, I have no issue helping my fellow filmmakers on a horror flick or music video that's rapid. I have no problem with that because I'm a servant, man. And when I serve, I'm trying to tell you, I don't see the project. I see the purpose inside the person. Because everybody got different paths to go to achieve that one goal. If I'm on that set or whatever to help, That's what I'm there. And I don't need no credit for it.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. Well, you're automatically going to get the credit. I mean, the credit's going to come because I'm a big believer in karma,
Yeah.
right? And I think because of the way you want to help people, right, in general, just being kind, right, is going to bring you that good karma coming back anyways, right? When you are actually right, let's talk about the difference between, of course, there's theater on stage versus movies behind the stage in certain areas where you have to film, because theater is stagnant. You're there on stage and you're in the back end. What positions did you hold? Let's talk about theater. What positions did you hold when you were actually in the theater industry?
All of them. Because in the beginning, just like every person who has a desire to be famous or whatever the case may be, people around you, you kind of hate to throw this bone out there, but everybody don't believe in what you have.
Okay.
They don't believe in a gift. So you're the writer, you're the director, you're the promoter, you're the ticket person, you're the. Back then it wasn't social media, so we was making flyers. Dropping them off at libraries, And at that time, people still doing like mass mailings. So you had to play every role to get the job done. And the reason why, because again, I'm looking at purpose.
Sure.
Even though I wasn't fully dove into it,
Yeah.
but I started gradually seeing that, God, there's so many things I kind of don't want to say, but the fact that everybody don't see your vision, man. And the reality of it, I know we got quite a few people watching, but it's really the people around you don't see the vision that you have. And one thing in my journey, and I come to realize, what God is giving for any of us, it's not really for the people around us, it's for the world.
That's right.
And then we understand that part.
Yes, sir.
Doing stuff for people around you,
yes, sir,
it don't bother you.
You bring up a
Let's talk about it, baby.
you bring up what the world want to see, or what the world should see, based off of your ideal mindset of being kind, but want things to understand that we have to struggle before we get to where we need to be able to get to, or we just get handed, with a plate of gold, based off inheritance and based off of where you come from. Things, of course, back then, in I would say the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, there is a difference in regards to the mindset of how to be able to produce a film, of you being that one-stop shop type person, which you were, right? And then you have technology that continues to grow, where you can still be that one-stop shop, but you need other people to help you with that one-stop shop as well. That back then really was really real. That means that you were there to take on a lot, to understand the bigger picture and how to be able to be where you're at today. The struggle behind it, of like theater, right? And you had to be put in all of these positions. How many hours would you say that you put in learning the different pieces to understand the bigger picture of everything when you were in a theater piece?
Let me share a real honest perspective. I didn't go to school for any of this.
Okay.
I didn't discover that this writing thing, and that was the first thing that I just out of the sky blue just started writing. But then again, I have to go back to the foundation of me being in the church, all this biblical wisdom, being taught, all these things, and not really understand what it was for. But along the way, the more I got the impartations, the more I realized the writing started coming out.
Yes.
And one of the first things I really wrote was a poem called "I Live to Help."
Oh, wow.
And it literally, it was, to try to put it in a nutshell, it just talked about my life is to help, whether it be through these mediums, these entertainment, whether if it's just a kind word, whatever, my purpose is to help. I didn't understand that still. I still ain't dove into the purpose, but I'm focused.
Right.
And yet I'm experiencing that one poem drifted into a skit, a couple of more skits, full feature stage play, while yet writing songs. Because I had a group
Right.
that I started, shout out to Vision.
What's up, Vision?
You know, my guys, we grew up in church, we wanted to sing. I couldn't sing, but again, where there's no vision,
Yeah.
the people perish. So all I can say is that, and to this day, I still look back and I literally say, God, I thank you, because people go to school to get trained in a lot of things,
Sure.
man.
Sure.
And the way I discovered the gift that God has gave me is that in the space of being alone, I shot ball by myself. I've been sort of kind of like the only boy in my family for a long time. And I'm currently only due to my house with my family. So I had this, I got to find a way to work it.
Yeah.
Because everybody's not meant to understand what you do. And here's the crazy thing about it. There's a lot of times that we have to accept that even our parents don't know.
Yeah.
And because our grandparents and people come from a struggle, all they say is go to school, go to work, find a job. But yet they never cultivate the gifts that some of the children have. So I had to kind of listen, y'all. I'm right, y'all. But hey, listen.
Right.
But it really never grasped on.
Yeah.
But I had to keep, for some strange reason, I just had to keep going.
I think because you had the 110% on your end in different positions of what you learned, and through church, right? But also you learned from different positions itself to understand it. You knew the bigger picture. You knew exactly what it takes to be able to do theater, right?
Yeah. Well, you know what the crazy thing, I do apologize,
No,
is the fact of the matter is that I didn't know, but I just kept going.
Right.
And it was like, how did all this, because I'm one of those, over the years, I had to check both sides of the family.
Right.
I ain't seen nobody in theater, I ain't seen nobody in film. I don't have this legacy of nobody handed no talent down.
Sure.
Can't sing. I played drums for a couple of minutes. I had a desire for the piano, but that wasn't my thing. And so I was constantly trying to fit in somewhere while yet still trying to figure out what is this different.
Yeah.
But then when I had to accept that thing, man, listen, go ahead, man.
No, go ahead.
Listen.
No, you talk. I'm good. I'm feeding
Listen.
off of what you're talking about, because I feel where you're coming from as someone being a loner, doing things on your own to try to help people to understand where I'm at. And it's hard.
Yeah.
It's not easy, because sometimes being that loner, or being unique, I should say. Let's not say loner. Let's say unique.
I
right?
love that alone.
Right? And unique of a person, being alone, right? Being alone helps you think upon yourselves to be able to help the world in a kind way, to try to get better in your life, right? But you're doing it through film. You're doing it through theater. But the secret part of this whole sauce is that you have to get them to understand this is where I'm coming from. Once again, not everybody knows exactly your special sauce. Not everybody knows what Cortez or me is all about until someone clicks and says, let me just follow to see where he's going with this, and see if I can even understand the vision overall. Did you ever run into that situation of someone understanding your vision?
Of course. You're young, you're a teenager in college,
Yeah.
you're young adult. Of course you want people to, gravitate to you and be like, hey, look at me, I'm over here flying a kite. Listen, I know how to do this.
Right.
But I heard you say about the person that had the click on it.
Yeah.
The person that had the click was me. Because if I'd have spent so much time trying to convince people,
Right.
I'd have missed the click.
Mm-hmm.
But when it clicked, that's when I know. See, I'm trying not to get a hold of me because this is a passionate journey. So the emotions may come out because
Yep.
I don't even call it a struggle of the journey.
Sure.
What I call is a growing process.
Of course.
You
Yes,
know,
sir.
there's some things that I didn't know I had to learn. Again, film, and I'm gonna jump ahead of you. Film, I didn't go to school for it. You know how I learned film?
How?
I got into film. First, I got two mentors who've been pushing me through college years to say, Cortez, we need you in this film. Because they saw more. While yet, I'm still trying to hold on to theater and trying to make this work. But what pushed me in film was I was working at a law firm. They downsized. And when one of the first people they let go was me. And I had been on that job for like 5 years.
Wow.
I didn't know, so I took some of that paycheck, went to go to an agency, took a headshot, and I started doing, I modeled something, then I wound up doing college short films, and then I started jumping on, see, what people jumping on now, I was on The Boss, I was on Prison Break, I was on The Breakup. See, I was doing this 15, 20 years ago, trying to get the acting thing, and you know, being an extra. But the one thing that caught my attention was when I was being an extra, while I was an extra, I started watching the people behind the camera. And I said, what is it that they're doing? So at this point, I'm just being an extra on anything because
Sure.
I'm trying to get the, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Okay, why he got that? And so I stopped that. And I went to the library and I sat, and I sat in the library for 2 years, learning, reading up on the terminology of film, how to write scripts, self-teaching myself this stuff because the shift came, the click, that shift came, and I was like, this is different. And by me, again, we still going to attach being raised in church. At this time, I'm full-fledged licensed minister in the church. So my message have to be different.
Yes, sir.
And my goal was to reach people through film, through television, through short films, to help change lives. Because I'm not one to want to watch people die in their gift.
Yes, sir.
If I got to help you, if
Yeah.
I got to carry your cords.
Yeah.
See, we're
Yeah.
supposed to be helpers one to another.
Yes, sir.
And if I can't say nothing about that about me, that's all because I'm in collaboration mode right now
Let's go.
with
Yeah.
fellow filmmakers.
Yes, sir.
I want people to win.
Yeah.
Because I know what it feels to win.
Yes,
And it's
sir.
not a brag thing, but that win is like an accomplishment.
It's a humble thing.
See,
It's a humble thing.
see,
Come on. It's definitely a humble thing, and that's what it's all about. People understanding who's real, who's fake. Who's real is the ones that's going to help you walk away, and then all of a sudden they don't come back looking for the credit. They walk away because they want to see you win, right? Or they continue to stay in touch with you because they want to see you win.
keep winning.
Keep winning, and you're going to automatically get your flowers. You're going to automatically get your flowers. Like I said, I believe in karma, right? I believe in where we'll talk about this, of course, in regards to your goals, your milestones, and your accomplishments. But when it comes to you helping people, and you always have that mindset, I want to take the library real quick before we take a quick break. And you know time is flying by fast when we're having fun. You said that you was not in school. The only reason why I kind of disagree with you on that is because the library is a school.
I got you.
The library itself, you put yourself in school. You self-taught yourself. You put yourself to basically understand. You start learning when you start looking and seeing, you know what? What is he doing? You start being curious, so you want to know more. So you went to the library, which we had to do, check out the books, you know what I mean? You know, it's about
Sign the little
$1 or so,
cards.
sign the little cards. It'll be back in a week, you know, and then check it out again, you know, so you can keep it extra and for the extra time. But Cortez, a lot of people don't understand nowadays, don't understand how important the library was for people
They
like
don't.
us.
They don't.
But hopefully they understand that, I shouldn't say not the kids that's in school. We understand that. but we're talking about the people that's not in school that don't know how to, you know, understand how to get into that library, knowing that, hey, you got a library here, or you have books, read them, right? Read to understand the technology behind it if you want to be in this industry or whatever industry that you want to be in. And do that. 2 years is a long time. 2 years of training yourself is a long time. So I kind of want to say that you were in school because it was a school that you put yourself through, right? For only $1. You know, $1.50.
No late fees, baby.
No late fees. and I commend you on that, man. I really do. I commend you on that because you continuously practice on yourself. You practice what you were preaching of being humble to help yourself, to help others. That's how good it gets, you know, for yourself. And I do want to talk a little bit more about this, but I do want to talk about something else.
Let's go,
I want to talk about something else real quick before we take a break. We got a few more minutes, and then we'll come back to this. Of all of the positions that you had, from director of photography, you were the cameraman, you did some cameraman work, writer, director, co-director, producer. If you had to pick a position, or it's kind of hard to say that now, but when you were thinking back then, when you were training yourself back then, was there one position that you were trying to hone in on to say, I want to be best at this?
Yes. I mean, here's a word that's not on there, but the number one thing is visionary.
Okay.
Because even before I write,
Okay.
the first thing I'm trying to picture is the concept. And when I come with a concept, I'm trying to come up with a scripture foundation for my script,
Yes, sir.
my song,
Yes, sir.
whatever it is. And then after that, begin writing. So if of the ones you named,
Yep.
the writer would be the thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Writing. That's the vision. Producing. Writing. That's the vision. Of course, directing. You know, that's kind of the vision of what you want other people to follow, you know? In that case, and I think that, you know, I think for yourself, I think writing takes a big leap of thought. And it's just your mind. It's just like, what do I want them to see what I'm doing, or what I want them to see, or what I want them to do for me, right? And people, humans, takes a lot to understand what you're writing, because they're going to have to read that to understand your vision, or they have to be Cortez, the director or the writer, in order for them to produce what you wrote, right? And I think that's such a big thing. You having a good time?
Man, listen, baby. I'm enjoying it, man.
From New Orleans. Come on, baby. Hey, I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. You already know it. Your boy Rico No Suave here, sitting down with none other. I think he's a legend to me, and you already know I had a great time as far as interviewing him in ATL. This is Cortez Mack, the filmmaker, the director, the writer, and all of that great stuff. Everybody want to take a 30-second break. Have a good time watching this video. We'll see you back. And we back, everybody, and we are back. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back. Welcome back. Cortez Mack is here with us. Who's the Mack? You know what I mean? That's Cortez. And I won't say too much about that. It just came in, the song came in my head. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Y'all gonna set me free from that, I tell you.
Well, welcome to the show, everybody. Hey, we got to give some big shout outs. Orlando Clark, thank you so much for actually tuning in. We appreciate you. And then we have I am Kelly P. Hey, Cortez. We got Marita. Did I say that? Marita. Thank you so much. He is truly passionate about his work and giving back to the society through his work. Thank you so much. That is your sister-in-law. Is that right? Bivens? I am so
Yes,
proud of
yes.
my brother-in-law. Yes, thank
Yes.
you so much. We appreciate that. And thank you, everybody else. At John T for free. Donna Marie Bird is checking in. Thank you guys so much. Try to get down to this, see who else is actually tuning in here. Thank you guys so much. Orlando Clark, yes, she said Cortez will not let you quit, even when I've tried. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yes. Thank you guys so much. All right, Khalid, London, thank you so much for tuning in. Hope you're doing good as well, and everybody else. Sorry if I missed your name, but thank you guys so much. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to share this video. You know we're live, but if you're talking to the TV, thank you guys. Make sure you blow your kisses out to the TV. We're blowing them back. We're giving you the peace sign because it's all about love here on the Rico No Suave Show. Let's keep it going.
Yes, sir.
Let's keep it going. As a writer, the vision piece about writing, and of course there's a lot of scriptures that, of course, that's involved because of the path that you've taken. I almost, and the one thing that I was reading in your bio and also from all of the accomplishments, and of course when religion was in there, I'm thinking of the show, the channel Hallmark, or what is it, Lifetime Hallmark. I think about you and your vision and what you had done as a writer or as a producer with your films on that channel. That was the first thing I thought about because I'm thinking, okay, well, that is awesome. Well, awesome, we need your films also on Netflix as well as Prime, and I'm sure they probably have been there, but I can see more of that on Lifetime, you know what I mean? Because it also has that style that you had. Maybe my vision is different right now from your vision of what you've been doing. But when I think about stuff like that, I think about, man, uplifting all the time. I'm not thinking about drama. I'm not thinking about suspense. It might be a little bit of suspense there because, of course, in Lifetime, they give you a little bit of that struggle. As a writer, when you were writing for many years, how different of your vision did you have the audience? Like, okay, what is he going to write this time? Have you ever thought about, or have you ever like, oh, they think I'm going to write this, but I'm going to give them something else. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, let me just say, you mentioned them networks. I mean, Quiless kept, we working towards those as we speak.
Okay.
For 2 of my upcoming films.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna just
Okay.
leave that right there.
Okay.
But yes, what pitched different because of my first film, What About the Children, was a feature film that I did in 2010.
Okay.
You know, I had to do 2 reshoots to get it to where it's at now, you know, presentable, which 10 years later, it's still winning.
Nice. Congrats.
That was the first film. That film was released June 2010. September 2010, I received a letter from the president of the Oscars.
Let's go.
That was my first initial saying, whoa.
Wow.
And to me, it was just, I'm thinking it just, but see, I throw myself out there.
Sure.
So if you tell me no, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Mm-hmm.
That means I got to do something different to get your attention again.
Yes, sir.
And it ended up, but I'm going to jump ahead of myself.
No,
but
you good.
But to some different was when I sat around, well, I ain't going to say I sat around, but I figured what was to do next. And the next thing I did was a short film entitled Bobby. And it was about mental health awareness.
Okay.
That was 2018. And what made that different? Because prior to that, you know, visiting doctor's office due to just a regular checkup or daughter's health visit or anything or whatever, you see on the screens that they're talking about medical issues, but unfortunately, it were no black people. And I was like, dang, we suffer these things too. So it drew me to writing Bobby, which is about black mental illness awareness. And that drew the turn where you mentioned what's next. And when I did that, it kind of threw everybody off because it still had a biblical Christian foundation, while yet we're talking about mental health awareness. We shot that in versus the other one at the festival. We did that one in 4 hours. We did Bobby in 4 hours. And that hit
Wait,
home.
you said you did the whole thing in 4 hours, meaning you had it written.
No, we shot it in 4 hours.
Oh, you shot it in 4 hours.
We shot it in
Okay,
4 hours.
okay.
I wrote it maybe a couple of weeks prior. That was heavy on me because I had to turn from being so caught into this lane, because I was heavy into young people, trying to save them, and I'm partially still on that, y'all. But
Sure. Yes, sir.
but
Yes, sir.
young people ain't the only people got to save.
Yeah.
So when I did that, it opened the door to start dealing with the splitting image that you're seeing.
Yes, sir.
It started opening up the short film dinner table, how we don't sit at the table no more and have dinner.
Oof.
And splitting image became recognized it became qualified for the Canadian Screen Awards. So I'm doing all these short films, and I'm like, wait. And I don't want to push it like, let's keep going. But now I'm constantly thinking about getting the message out on a short film.
Yep.
We're dealing with teen bully on the next one. Teen bully and suicide one coming up. The literally one I'm shooting next is about PTSD. Then we shoot one about it's called oh God, what is it called? These 3 words.
Okay.
Meaning we come home every day. We have all these conversations, but we do not say, I love you.
That was just hitting in my head right now. I was just thinking about that. Yeah.
We can use profanity, we can do everything, but we do not say, I love you.
Yeah.
So I understand it. Shot music videos that were different, everything now. So when you talk about a visionary, listen, I even help people who have songs. Like I didn't take people's songs from 10 years ago, 30 years ago. Now they're winning. I had to call a bishop and his wife today because I got an email to say that a song that they did 30 years ago, I submitted it to the Orlando Short Urban Film Festival and won Best Song of the Year. Bless them, because regardless how we think we'd have missed our moment, I'm going to leave it right there.
Come on. Come on, man. Come on.
See,
let's
we
go.
give up too easy because it didn't work this week, next week.
Yes, sir.
But sometimes we got to sit back, think, and allow ourselves to get strategized. But see, I can be in a room of people in that moment and hear something in the conversation that might, the click.
The click.
And it might be that, oh, that's what I need.
Yes, sir.
And go right back.
Yes, sir.
We winning, baby.
Come on. You know, the one thing that you say that I do, I process things. The biggest word that I do is process, and when someone's talking, if the objective is to listen. Listen. Not just hear. Believe I can hear. Listen. As a director, let me also throw this other word in there. Patience.
Have to.
Listen and patience. Understanding the person is the biggest goal to be able to help you move forward with conversation, but also maybe not have a conversation with them, a conversation with yourself as a writer to start writing for that vision. The one thing that I really love about what you talk about as far as how you're bringing in the basis of religion, but also keeping you from home, out of the streets, being raised in church to be able to know that I have a place to be able to go to, and also talk to people that's on the same level as I am. But also, when I'm finally going back into those streets, I'm a loner, unique, to be able to be who I need to be, right?
Yes.
I feel that all the way through because I'm similar to that. As an entrepreneur, you have to be unique. You have to understand, you have to have patience. You have to be able to process these things. And that's why I really like what you said about visionary, because you need those things in order to have that vision. You know, lock yourself in a room to be able to have that vision, but then when you're around people, you're looking and you're processing humans and their thoughts and their processes, and you're processing them, and then finally you're processing them to be able to, processing yourself to be able to help them. And then when you finally help them, it's just like, wow. Because you know what you want to do to give to them, and you already know them. By the time they finish their conversation, you know them. You're like, okay, I know how to help you now.
Exactly.
And let's go from there.
Exactly.
So let's go to, before we go to, time is flying by fast, man. I got to have you back on the show. You know that, right?
I don't know. I might be famous by that.
You famous now. There's a difference between theater and you had short films, feature films, right? If you had a choice right now to do either or, whether you have the live audience and you're writing a play or anything for theater, right? Even music, because you dabbed in music as well too. Or you're behind the scenes where, everybody sees what your work is on TV. Which one would you go for? You only have to pick one. Film. Why film?
Because it's global. Is globally is a global vision now.
Sure.
Since we have all these platforms, you can see everything.
Sorry.
You can see everything with film. Theater, you can only see it in sections now. You got to go to a theater to see it. With a film video, listen, I could just make a YouTube link and share it.
Yeah.
It's easier.
What about the personal touch, though? The personal touch of the audience. Because I'm, of course, a talk show host, and I love that. Hey, we can talk just like this. In regards to movies and things that you may bring out, do you feel like you can, of course, you can touch the world, but if you were in theater, everybody comes out, take a bow. They come and bring Cortez flowers. Thank you. Right? Oh, Rolls Royce. Thank you.
There you go, baby.
You like that? Why not that?
Because it actually happened that continues to happen with film screenings. You see, we do film screenings at libraries, churches. They're part of conferences.
Okay.
So I'm dealing with the live audience, but they see a real story.
Yeah.
One of the short films, and then there's a discussion.
I see.
And literally, what we saw happen, and I want to give a big shout out to my wife who's been there and seeing these things. We could see families getting healed after watching the films. We saw there are times when we host screenings on Sunday morning in the church, and they turn this morning service into a discussion, and it starts to help the church realize, even the leader, that they didn't realize these people were suffering in the church. And now what happens, it becomes a real conversation, not just a talking piece, but healing exists, forgiveness. Me and my wife have watched families.
What's your wife's name?
Jerry Mack, baby.
Jerry Mack, baby.
Jerry Mack, baby.
Okay.
Mrs. Mack, like everybody call her, Yeah, but love that woman. Love that woman. I'm trying to tell you, love deep, deep, deep.
Everybody, this is none other than my man, Cortez Mack. We can talk all day. We can talk for hours. But the one thing that I want the audience to understand about what you do is healing through what your vision is, you know. And I think that's such a, it's cool, man. I ain't gonna lie, it's super cool because your vision of what you want to do to help people, those are the cool people, right? Those are not toxic. That's not it might, you call it toxic. People call it toxic. That's good toxic. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, it's non-alcoholic. You know what I mean? It's good stuff.
Might be a Pepsi.
It might be a Pepsi, right? We didn't talk about that, right? Everybody, you already know it is me, your boy Rico No Suave. Hey, you know what? Cortez, you might like this next segment, man. If you like race cars, I like race cars. Hey, if you ever been in one, you know what I'm talking about. This is NASCAR Moments, everybody. Yes, NASCAR Moments. Yes, the Rico No Suave show has participated as far as within media, and there is a lot of things going on with NASCAR. If you love, vroom, 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 let's go, start those engines, then this is what it's all about. So this moment here is about the playoffs. Yeah, the playoffs, everybody. You already know, man, these guys have been killing it. And there's been so many things that's been happening just to get to these playoffs, everybody. But you know, NASCAR, they give you some entertainment, and we're here to give you that entertainment as well, too. For the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, here is the 16. Kyle Larson, number 1. Christopher Bell, number 2. Tyler Reddick, William Byron, Ryan Blaney, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, and then we have Joey Logano, then we have Austin Cindric, and then we have Daniel Suarez, and then Alex Bowman, then we have Chase Briscoe, yes, Harrison Burton, Ty Gibbs, and you already know Martin Truex Jr. These guys are actually in the 16 into the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs, and we're going to see who's going to actually win this on the next time on NASCAR Moments. Hope you guys enjoyed that, everybody. Yeah. All right, everybody, let's get back. You know, we're down to our last 10 minutes of fame around here.
Whatever.
I know. We hope you guys are also enjoying yourselves as well, too, everybody. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. Don't forget, show my man Cortez Mack some love. Love the last name, too. Like, man, love the last name. Yes, Joseph Davis. He says, good job, Cortez Mack. We got Kelvin Teamer. Great job, Mack. And then we have Perry Moore checking in. Amazing man of God. We got Louis Jean checking in. He says, solid interview, Cortez. We got Jerry Mack.
Holla, talk to me, baby.
Awesome job, husband. So proud of you. Yes, yes. We got Antoinette Nichols checking in.
Mother.
Awesome interview. Huh?
That's my mother, Antoinette Nichols.
Hi, Mom. How are you? Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you here on the Rico No Suave show. And you have a great son, of course, of many accomplishments. Speaking of that, let's get into the accomplishments, baby.
This
baby.
The easy part.
Hey, that's why I have it here. That's why I have it here. I got to give you your Rolls Royce, you know, I got to give you the keys, you know, and there's a lot of accomplishments that you have made. Your portfolio is huge in regards to nominations. I think it goes all the way back to 2005, if I'm not mistaken, from 2005 up until now. You recently had an award, if I'm not mistaken, you got an award from Anton Mitchell from the Urban Short Film Festival.
Unexpectedly,
yes,
I'm trying
sir.
to tell you.
And these surprises that comes up.
Surprises.
You took a few photos that I actually had. There's actually one photo. If my producers can put up one photo, there's you holding. You have it's like many of you, right? In this photo here. Yeah. So you know, you have a lot of awards that you're proud of, and one of the awards, of course, is always Jerry Mack, the one that's kissing you there. I didn't even see that when I looked at that the first time. I didn't know. I was like, oh, okay, there she is. There's so many awards that you have received, right? And when it comes down to you receiving these awards, there's surprises, and there's some that you say, you know what? I think I knew I was going to get that.
I don't know. No, listen, I don't take no opportunity for granted
Okay.
because all them people could have said no.
Yes,
You
sir.
know, they could have saw my work as trash. They could have saw it disrespectful.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
just being acknowledged
Okay.
was good enough for me, man.
Okay.
But when you're humble,
Yes,
these
sir.
things come. But go ahead. I don't
No,
know.
no, you good. You good. I like the words. And when we say these things, I wanted to see what your reaction was to knowing that you work hard for something and seeing that, man, you know what? I feel like I got this one. Because sometimes when we study for something, we automatically know we're going down that path and say, I know the answers to each one of them, but not saying that an award that you're going for and then you putting out this, man, I know this gotta win, right? But for you, were all of these awards that you received, were they surprises to you?
Every one of them.
Yes, sir.
Listen, when I literally say, because I wasn't doing it to win. Because my first film, What About the Children? No sexual content, no profanity, no negative. It was about family healing.
Yes, sir.
I submitted that to over 150 film festivals. Uh, Only two of them decided to be official selections, never won anything. So I saw the rejection, but the rejection wasn't the problem. I didn't care about, my focus was the message.
Yes, sir.
And as long as the message get out there,
Yes, sir.
because I realized in these film festivals and in these communities,
Yeah.
people watching them.
Mm-hmm.
They get intrigued, life changing.
Yep.
And see, now it goes back to the point.
Yes,
when I'm
sir.
in ministry,
Mm-hmm.
my perspective is different.
Yeah.
And listen, I'd rather see people get healed. I'd rather see families restored, reconciled before any award. The award is just because of the labor of the work and the process. But I don't know if you have anything else, but I'm going to let you.
No, no, man. You keep talking. You keep talking. And the reason why is because you're humble at what you love to do. Your message to the world is there. Maybe not there because somebody from my show probably just heard about your message, that they want to see more of your message, right? And also listen to your message, even if it's in the car. They want to listen to the words that's coming out of your message in general. Have you ever thought about doing, it's, let me ask you this question. Have some of your movies or short films have been audio only?
No.
No?
I,
Have you ever thought about that?
no.
No?
Because I've only, my desire is to see, is for the visual to be there. Even when I'm filming,
Yeah.
we call them actors. They're going to always be actors.
Yeah.
But when you get in my presence,
Yeah.
I say, I understand your gift, but I need you to minister.
Got it.
I need that character to minister to somebody who needs healing in that area.
Yeah.
So, again, my perspective is,
I give that because not everybody can see the vision,
right.
but some people can hear it.
Yep.
I mean, listen. I think, as a person on the outside looking in from award-winning filmmaker, co-director, director, writer, and all of the accolades that you have as far as with your awards, if you was to put that, remember how sometimes we'll listen to the radio just to hear a message.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got MP3s now.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be good for you, for your message. And I'll be happy to listen to it while I'm driving. Because, safe driving always, makes it happen. But that's just something to think about, right? Just
Yes,
something
sir.
to dwell on,
Always
right?
up there.
Yeah, so because you help people with your vision for them to be able to think about something that might click to them in their lives just by listening, We know vision. We know vision is there. Right?
Yes,
We
sir.
know that, and I think that's the blessing that you portray to a lot of people out there, right? And that's what I love about having you here, is knowing that you'll be coming back to the show. Because we're not done, right?
Okay.
What you're doing as far as with your movies is a movement. And we know that the ministry is definitely there. We know that you're passionate about what you do for people. And that's part of it, part of your message that you have in your movies itself. Part of what I love to do is be kind to others all the time. I have a gift for you. I have a gift for you. So if I can have one of my producers grab the gift for
Six
for you.
packs of Pampers, baby.
No.
I got a 30-minute ride home, baby. I gotta listen.
No, and this means a lot to me. This means a lot to me to give to you because you're definitely a gem, and this is just a gift to show you that the Rico No Suave show want to present you with the Rico No Suave show shirt. Right, the message that you put together in your films is, how can I say it, amazing. Right? Spectacular. By me just looking at the bio and looking at all of the movies that you actually have that's out there, you have no idea what this means to me, but also what it means to the world of what you've done so far. Now, when I say so far, it's because 2005 may have just seemed like it's just yesterday to you. But to us, we understand your milestones and the awards that you give and the awards that you have given because your gift of kindness is a gift to others. You give out awards every time you help someone. You give out awards every time you kiss your lady.
All right.
All right. And also you're saying you're giving out also the 3 words for other households to be able to say before they leave the house or when they come inside the house or before they go to bed and when they wake up. I love you. This is key because I'm not going to lie. I just start saying, I say I love you to my mom. But my mom started pushing to say I love you every time we got off the phone. Mm-hmm. I didn't used to say that to my mom, but I used to say I love you. And she said, I love you, son. And I said, I love you too, Mom. And she started forcing me to say that. So by what you're talking about clicks with a lot of people that's out there. This shirt represents you as a person of the Rico No Suave show that's humble, that's kind, and is always going to accept awards and also giving awards to the world out there. So welcome to the show. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
Let's official,
go.
baby.
It's official, man. It's official. Let's
just
go.
not going to do no work behind the scenes.
I think we got that covered.
Appreciate it, man. It's an honor.
Man, we definitely have to have you back on the show. I hope you guys are really, really paying attention to this because, hey, it's to listen and not just to hear to the message of my man, Cortez Mack. We're going to put up his social media real quick for you guys to make sure you go and support him on social media. There's only 2 of them. At Cortez Mack 198 on Instagram. So make sure you go to Instagram, everybody. Please make sure you go and show that love as far as to him. Blow him up because he is putting content out there, and more content that you do have, or even you're going flashbacks. Let's put that out there as well, too. Let's go to the next one. Cortez Mack, Cortez Mack on Facebook. Make sure you go and check him out as well too. And please make sure don't spam him and say, hey, I need a job. I know he'll help you, but don't just be spamming him because of that. You know what I mean? Just say hello to him. What do you got going on? Say hello to my man. He's always going to be helpful in every area. Cortez Mack, thank you for being on the show.
Appreciate it, sir.
Thank you so much
It's
for
an
being
honor,
on the
man.
show. I had a great time with you. Everybody put your hands together. Cortez Mack. Yeah. Yes. All right, everybody, we got to get out of here. We want to thank you guys so much for being on the show today. That hour went by fast. I mean, super fast, especially when you're having fun, but also the message, humble. Don't forget, just like my man Cortez Mack is actually saying those are 3 words, I love you. And also be kind, because once you're kind, that karma will come back to you as well too. We're going to put up our social media before we get out of here, everyone. You know, we have a website, or let's put up our Instagram and the website. All right, our website, www.riconosuaveshow.com. Make sure you go ahead and find out everything about us there. Let's go to the next one, which should be that Instagram. Yes, Instagram at Rico No Suave Show, everybody. Make sure you go and follow the show. Our producers here too. You see the work that we do. All right, here's the next one. You already know Facebook. Like and love everything we're doing on Facebook. We're constantly putting up videos, and you'll see some short clips of this as well too. All right, here's the next one, and this is a big one, of course. It is YouTube. Yes, help us grow on our YouTube channel. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe and click on that notification button, so when we actually go live, boom, it's right there for you. All right, we got a couple more. Oh no, this is the last one. I think this is the last one. It's just, hey, this is what we talked about before. It's audio. Make sure you go ahead and check out mixcloud.com/Rico No Suave Show. That's what it's at. So make sure you please go ahead, and it's free account. So you can actually listen to the audio piece of this as well too. Everybody, we want to thank you guys so much for being here on the Rico No Suave Show. Hopefully you had a great time, and we love you. Mwah, mwah. We love everything about you. So we'll see you next time as we end off the show just like this.